Hello. Welcome to Alpha Book Club. My name is Maude, Garrett. I'm taking over this one on the Toot Toot Train Adventure today. This is an interactive book club. You can join from your computer. That's pretty cool. So who else do we get every week? Sometimes not every week because some people disappear. Isn't that right?
Oh, I feel bad
Geek
now.
Sundry
Am I in trouble?
Navarro, who's doing Navarro.
Am I in
who's doing
trouble?
a lot of work.
Am I in trouble for it?
No, you're glowing.
Okay, great. Well,
Hector Navarro, everyone.
Just to report, I wasn't here last week because I had to go see Pixar's Coco, and it fucking made me cry more than any movie I've ever seen in my whole entire life. So go watch it. It's great.
Yay.
That's so sweet. Oh, that's so
Really
great.
good.
And we've also got Geek and Sundry and Nerdist's editor-in-chief, Rachel Heine. Hello.
Oh, hi. Hello.
Looking wonderful. And what's that behind you, Rachel Heine?
It's a murder board!
It's happening. It's real.
Shout out to Erin,
Seriously.
our amazing producer, who I was like, what if, do you guys, could we get a murder board? And she made all of this. It's so cool. You'll see it when the camera shows it again. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
So we're gonna be
getting up a lot. We're gonna be moving a lot. We're gonna be getting up.
I love that. That was not.
That was weird.
How was
I not in that shot? Was that just a still? Go back to that again.
Is it magic?
How is that possible? We're gonna.
Raise your hands.
What?
Right? Like you wave around like you just don't care.
Oh my! What?
Wow! I don't know.
Here it is.
Oh, seriously! Let's pull back.
I was like
Let's pull back.
moving.
It's just here.
I was like moving in front of the camera. Like, what is happening?
Yeah.
Murder board.
Just because what we've realized, and the point of this exercise that
real.
we're doing right now, I'm going to make it relevant, is that you need to be able to visualize what's happening.
I agree.
Because in this book, when
Yes,
it's just
thank
words
you
and
for
you
bringing
can't
it back.
visualize, then it can get very frustrating.
It's true.
So anyway, what is the book we're covering this month? I'm so glad you guys asked because it is week 3 of the Murder on the Orient Express, which is an Agatha Christie book with Hercule Poirot. This is a series where he is a very, very world-famous detective, and this is the 10th in the Hercule Poirot mystery, the 10th book. So we obviously read it. We have read 3/4 of the book. We haven't read the end. Or have we? Guys, I finished it!
You cheater! You crazy bastard!
I had to, guys.
No, you did not.
I did.
No,
And I have ultimate power.
Maude,
It was actually on
there was
You have to keep
No.
the straightest
so
face.
Yes,
bullshit.
I will. I absolutely will.
If you
Absolutely
go,
will.
I don't
No,
know.
I'm not. I'm not going to be that person.
Maude. You have the worst self-control.
Absolutely do. 100% do.
Like
and
a
I hate
two-
surprises.
I
2-hour
almost did, and
version-
I wanted to.
A 2-hour version of this story.
Yeah, I know everything.
Was nationally released in theaters this past weekend.
Well, that's another reason
with
why I
an
wanted to
incredible
listen.
cast and Johnny Depp, and we did not go see it.
No, but
I
I
know.
read all
I'm
of it
gonna
so that
see it
I
this
can
weekend.
exactly. Where are
But
you guys
I'm gonna
go see it?
finish.
Maybe we should watch it.
Well, oh yeah,
Well,
I'm gonna
not
see
gonna
it.
watch it with you now. You cheated. You read the book ahead of time.
Come on, we should have a movie date.
All right, fine. We'll have a movie date. Let's go
Yeah,
see it.
so
Let's go see
basically
it.
I am listening to it and it's very, very easy to just keep on listening. And that's exactly what I did because I obviously walk my dog every day and I'm in LA traffic. So, and Dan Stevens?
Yeah.
Yes.
So great.
I'm
Beast.
so mad.
So absolutely
Yeah, me
amazing.
too. Can you just remind me why we're friends real quick?
Yeah, because we, opposites attract.
All right.
Ooh, that was under pressure, but I load it up.
Here's how you can make it up to me, Maude.
Yeah.
And I believe Rachel. Just cut to Maude real quick. Girl! Girl! You gone, girl! You gone!
That's my
All right,
favorite.
That's pretty good. Okay.
So
my favorite
I
bit.
absolutely promise you that I will have the togetherness and the focus of.
I'm
Hercule
calling it
Poirot.
right now. I want to put money on it. One of us is gonna call it, and you're gonna break.
No.
And you're.
have my
I'm
thoughts.
practicing exercise where I will, for the first time in my life, focus on developing some sort of poker face.
Really?
I'm going to give it a go. Yeah, no, I'm in a cool mood right now. So
Hercule?
anyone else in the chat,
Speaking
did
of
you
the
have
chat,
this?
Speaking of the chat, shout out to Lots of Numbers because there's a staff right next to his name. Good job,
He's
bud.
right here.
Shut up!
He's right over there.
Sorry, I ran I didn't get to say hi proper. Come here, come on.
Yay!
He's making cameos on all of the shows.
All the
Come
shows.
here.
Aw.
Wearing a labyrinth
It's lost the
shirt.
numbers.
I didn't get to say hello. Thank you for coming on.
If you cut to that other
Yay.
cam, it was all
Oh,
heads
yeah.
right there.
It's all you.
Look at that.
Oh, this is so
Yay!
cool.
Murder board.
That's awesome. Mate, you inspire me so many times with coffee shots as well. That's my favorite. You know, it's
Yeah.
like, gosh, that's a good way to live. So you're doing it well.
Appreciate it, Lee.
And
You're
that's
doing
so
it right.
cool.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
I will never
We're
be
so
late
stoked.
again.
No.
That's all on me. So yeah, in the chat, who else just read the rest of it, because stopping 3/4 of the way through a murder mystery is very, very difficult
But
to
no
do.
spoilers, guys. No
No
spoilers.
spoilers at all. No, no, no. And this is like, we're on the phone team here. We gotta. Oh,
DeMarco
damn it.
Draws says Maude will spoil at 3-1 odds. That's what DeMarco Draws is saying.
Yeah,
No, I believe in you. I just saw a picture in my head of you, of your face as you realized that you gave it up, and I would like to see that because it would make me laugh and it would be cute. 'Cause
I'm
you're
pretty
cute.
sure someone's gifted. Someone's gonna gift it surely. Surely. We got that gifting happening? Yes. Yeah. Great. There you go. That's gonna happen. So what happened previously on Murder of the Orient Express? Well, that's a great question. So basically, there's a train, and they're heading to London, and it's a packed train, and well, what do you know? This asshole has been stabbed and killed, and no one really cares because he's a bad, bad person.
That's true. He is a murderer and
A child
a
murderer,
child
an
kidnapper
extortionist,
and murder,
yeah.
which is the lowest of the low, of which there are, you know, he's a terrible guy. And those people on the train who do know who he is or learn who he is say as much. Ooh, someone else did it. Oh,
Tyler, that's so
no.
funny. T-Boy's going, nope, I stopped where I was told to. We made a pact, Alpha Book Club.
Tyler,
I can hear Tyler actually saying that to me in that tone as well. Like, really heartbroken and betrayed. We had a pact.
Yeah, a lot of people. Bucky already read the book, finished
Yeah.
it last month.
Oh, nice.
Rue Boy didn't read it, but have spoiled it a long time ago, so watch the movie because they already knew the ending.
Yep. Terry.
Wow.
Terry. I'm saying Terry now instead of Thierry because I think Terry's the actual correct way to say it, the French Canadian name.
Terry.
Said didn't actually finish the book, just watch the movie instead. Oh, see, is that worse then? Ha ha ha.
not for you.
Yeah, for me, I would maybe, but specifically
Maybe
because it's a
before
murder
this
mystery.
book club you would have said that, but now maybe.
Yeah, and I also think that it wouldn't have been as bad for most books, but this is a murder mystery dependent on like who done it. You know what I mean? We're all waiting to
Yeah.
the end. So
Yeah.
I did have the thought of, oh, I'm just going to go see this movie so that I could have these actors in my head as I'm reading the story, and so that I could imagine Kenneth Branagh and Daisy Ridley and all these great actors and Johnny Depp and put them in my head as I'm reading it. But then I was like, you know what? No, I actually want to not know who the killer is until the
Yeah.
end of reading
Yeah.
the book.
Yeah.
But I just want to cut to the meat and potatoes.
It was
Can we do
really
it?
hard for me
Can we
when
do
I
it?
got to because we stopped right at the luggage, right? That was where we stopped.
Yes.
Yes, he
The
realized he
evidence
had
of the
to.
passenger's luggage.
Yep.
And I really wanted to keep going
To see if
to see
saw
what.
that.
to see if
to
they're
see.
if Hercule Poirot's theory of whatever's in the luggage is going to tell us who did it or
Yeah.
who
Well, it's
doesn't.
interesting. So, okay, so we'll lay it out for anyone who's just joining us. And the helpful thing, which is in our book, which we realized last week because Maude was listening to it, she didn't have the
The map.
map of the train, which is
Harry.
super,
Yes.
super helpful
Yeah.
and obviously very important because you know somebody's either what?
Page 91.
Oh, thanks.
Yes.
Is sneaking out the side of the window or something. There's some sort of weird situation happening here.
Yes.
But Ratchet has been murdered.
Yes. Stabbed.
Stabbed
In the middle of the
seemingly
night.
by two people 12 times. There are several clues strewn about, some more obviously than others, some maybe what we call a red herring. Also, this just makes me want to watch Clue. I don't know about you guys, because Clue is the best.
I'm so bad. I'm so sorry, guys. I thought I would be better.
What happened?
I just can't look at her right now.
You already know. You
No,
already
there's
know.
just a penny dropped, and I didn't. I was so oblivious. I was so oblivious.
A
and
penny
now
drop?
I've
What are you
s-
talking about? A
Now
penny
I've seen the
drop?
light. That's all I'm saying.
What are you talking about? Are you spoiling the end of the book
What
right
are you
now?
doing?
Maude, what's
I'm
happening?
not saying anything.
What's going on?
You can't even watch the trailer? Who is it? No, I don't want to look at it. Oh my god.
What you? Because when I saw you turn around.
Last week we said
It's because Daisy Ridley was on the screen. Are you reacting to Daisy Ridley?
No, I'm not.
Are you reacting to Mary Debenham?
Mm-mm.
Can I say what my theory is? Are we going to break her?
What's your theory?
I still think that I think it's Mary. I think she might be the daughter, and I think she's working with Mrs. Hubbard, who's the grandmother.
Oh.
That's what I think.
What do you make of that, Maude? You know who I think it is?
Who?
I think
knew
Maude. The person who I think it is what's Ben Affleck's character's name in Gone Girl?
Nick Dunn.
Nick Dunn.
Nick done it!
Nick Dunn.
Nick done
You
it!
said you can't look at her face.
Yeah, you did say
Your
her.
face. I couldn't look at your face
As she was
kind of
very
going
earnestly
through
this. Okay, well we're
the
gonna
details of the murder.
God damn it, Maude.
You know all the
We're gonna-
details.
We're gonna.
Let's do this. We're
Do
gonna
we
go.
have a bright light that we can shine
Yes.
in Maud's face and interrogate
did it?
her?
Who
We're
who
gonna-
was the passenger?
You really do?
The murder on the Orient Express. Maude
Mademoiselle.
Garrett, you know.
You know what? You know what I think I'm going to do? No, I'm going to be the Hercule Poirot, and I'm going to talk to you guys. This is my
Okay.
favorite part. Possibly as if you're an idiot, but you're not going to realize that I'm talking to you like an
I
idiot.
love the way
That's
he
what
talks
I'm
to
going
everyone.
I know, it's so
Great.
clever.
He's such a dick.
he really is.
I know.
And so I was like, oh, I think I figured it out, Monsieur Book. He's like, this is what happened. And he's like, absolutely not. That is not it at all. And he's like, you have no idea what is going on.
What's happening? Well, here's
So here's what we got.
okay. Yes. Okay. Yes.
Murder board.
Murder board.
Here is the evidence, yes?
Oh yeah.
Oui, Monsieur.
Number
oui,
one,
Hercule
stab
Poirot.
wounds, how many?
12.
12 stab wounds. Number two, a scarlet red kimono
With dragons on it.
with dragons on it. Fleeing the scene of the crime, yes?
Yes.
Oui?
How many times was it seen? Who saw it?
That is a good question. Who did see it? Who saw it?
Ah,
McQueen saw
yeah,
the kimono.
McQueen, yeah.
Arbut not saw a man picking up. That does not
how do you
count.
say it?
No. He didn't see
Pierre
the,
Michel
the red
saw
kimono.
the red kimono. Was a kimono where? Let's see here. And as you know, Michel, the conductor, was here, as was McQueen here, which means that the kimono would have to have traveled the entire hallway.
That's a very interesting analogy.
Very interesting that no one else
Which
saw the
way?
kimono.
Keep
Obviously
in mind,
from
it was between 12 and 2 o'clock.
Yes. But McQueen was here in Hardman's room, yes?
Yes.
Because Cassetti was here.
Hold on, at this particular part of the book, has anyone not been questioned?
No, they got
we
through
have
everyone.
moved on. I got to get out of this accent. We
No,
moved
I
on
like it. It helps
the-
me.
to the,
But
uh,
not
to the luggage.
not any of, not expressly any of the employees. Like we
Correct.
haven't. Not
Other
the
than the
doctor.
lineup, when the one
I don't
woman
trust
who
the doctor.
recognized the small man, you want to move out of the way?
Okay, cool. You do know about the detective for hire. So the fact that he was sitting outside there as well. Yeah.
Yeah, this American guy.
Yeah.
Number 3, the H handkerchief, which we have determined could be a red herring, but the H belongs to 2 people. Maybe Hubbard, maybe.
If they're who they say
Hildegard?
they are.
Correct. Maybe Hardman as a handkerchief.
But
maybe
keep
a
in
woman.
mind the handkerchief is of very wealthy
That's true. But it could be a
material.
plant.
But someone
Could have been a
could.
gift as well.
But someone
That's true.
also could be.
could be stolen.
Hildegard could be posing as a maid.
Yep.
She could be very wealthy indeed.
Oh yeah.
Very, very rich.
I like that. I like that.
Number 4,
This is the best
A
night
stopped-
ever.
watch.
Where was the watch found?
It was found on the floor of Cassetti's room, yes?
No,
No, where was it found?
found in the pajama pocket.
It was found in the pajama pocket of Cassetti. And it was crushed with force, which meant that while he was being murdered, is when it occurred.
Yeah.
Yes?
And what time did it stop?
Stopped at 1:45 a.m.
I believe it was 1:37.
1:37.
And so I
the
posited. I can't do an
Or
accent.
1:15.
It could also
I
be a
can
plant.
only
Could
do
have been 1:15.
Italian.
I actually think it was
It was
1:15.
1:15.
So last week, I posited that somehow having Hercule Poirot in the room next to Cassetti was on purpose. They moved him there for that night
How? What for?
Yeah.
to hear all of those things next door to throw off the time.
Yes, it was a framing.
So I think that the
But
stopped watch we can't
Who moved him?
and book.
It was him.
I still think he's
Yes.
involved
Throughout the entire book, and I definitely...
He's not on here.
No, and well, he's a part of the investigations along with the doctor.
And the doctor I don't trust because everything that he's saying, well, of course it must be 137. So I don't...
The doctor
That's the thing, and that's what
a
Buch
fraud.
is doing. So, Monsieur Buch, the way that Dan Stevens has done his impersonation is he's so frantic and like, well, of course this is happening, but of course.
Too nervous.
Yes, he is nervous,
Yes.
and he's always, whatever, like, the
Yeah.
evidence where it sways, well, that of course must be it. That's it, that is the answer.
Yeah.
And he was
then
the one that
Hercule every
posited-
time is like, no.
That's true. He was also the one who posited that the murder must have been done by a woman because it was 12 times.
Yeah.
And it was
A
only a
lot
crime
of
of passion.
assumptions about
Yes.
women and
And
people from countries that are not your
Italians.
own.
The Italian could not have done
They
it.
are aggressive and
Because-
Only a
angry.
smart and calculated
Only a
person could have done it.
smart, calculating Anglo-Saxon brain could have
Yeah.
pulled this
I
off.
was like,
and for that I say,
fuck you.
I fucking hope it's the Italian guy,
Yeah.
Poirot. I really hope it is for him to come out and be like, I did it. It was me. Okie dokie. I pulled it off. Bye
Oh my god, if it was Mark.
Well, we're
Yes.
talking about racial stereotypes
Huh?
because you're doing great.
I love Mario. It's also, yeah,
I
terrible.
will say that when I studied abroad in Italy and I tried to do an Italian accent, everyone was like, your accent is perfect because it is that pronounced.
Oh.
Really?
And were you handsy as well?
No.
You have to speak with your hands. Italians
Yeah.
and Latinos
Oh,
speak
that
with their
kind.
hands.
I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
no,
Oh,
but
handsy,
they are.
like, that is Italian men are.
T-Boyce in the chat
Du Bois.
said that he thought that it was two groups, one that planned it and killed him, and the other that
Covered it up?
that
No.
also wanted to kill him but didn't realize he was already dead. And so there are two different things happening that are creating alibis for the others.
They came in and stabbed a dead body?
Yeah.
Interesting.
The other thing I kind of think is I think there are at least two. I think a man wore the kimono and a woman put on a mustache and dressed up like
the
a
wagon the wagon
like a
like the help, like the
like a
the-
conductor.
The conductor,
Yeah,
yes.
and that's where the button is from. That's why they describe the potential murderer as a small man with a womanly voice.
Who was the one who planted that one again? Who was the one who brought that to Poirot's attention?
Hardman?
Yep.
It was Hardman
And
hearing
then-
from Cassetti himself.
And then Hildegard said that she saw
Right.
a small man with a womanly voice with a mustache.
So
And
that
then he
checks out.
said, Poirot said, I gotta find it. He basically said, gosh,
Hey,
I gotta find it.
top up.
What he said to say with the luggage. He said if we
I'll say when.
find,
Win. Thank you.
oh,
Yeah, that's a lot of
my-
wine. That's a lot of wine.
We're sharing.
it was
I'm done, guys. You all can have the rest of
Nick
it.
Byrne.
Yeah, I'm maybe done, guys. Oh,
he
boy.
done. So I can't find
All right, here
it
we go.
because I was reading it in my, oh good lord. I couldn't, I was reading it on my Kindle.
You recall?
But basically, Perot said if Hildegard, he suspects that he will find the dressing gown. Did he say the uniform
Yep.
in Hildegard's luggage? He said if she is guilty, we might find it there. If she is innocent,
we will
we will find it there.
definitely find it
What
there.
does that mean?
I do not know.
I know, a lot of the time it's like,
We don't know.
No, and as soon as you kind of steer down this one path, he'll drop something that makes no sense. And so in essence, we are all Monsieur Book. We really have no idea. And as soon as we get a tangible piece of evidence, it's like, oh, great. And then he's like, not necessarily. And you're like, what?
Should we go through the people and like maybe some motive? And
Can I
Yes.
say one thing?
Please.
Oh yeah.
For your sanity, the solution, the
No spoilers.
like the
Do not spoil it.
whatever happens, it's not obvious.
I know. Well, that's why
It's
I
not
said I
obvious.
don't think that it's Mary. Okay, so the thing I said to you off camera, to you last week, is that Mary,
This is the obvious.
she's the obvious choice because she's a lady who could easily throw on
She
a
has
mustache.
inconsistent emotions.
And we saw her. Oh yeah, there's markers.
Do you want to come and make your case for who you believe it is?
Not yet, but what I want to say is
Which color
that
do you want, blue or orange?
I want blue.
I will take orange.
Oh, I'm not taking any.
Yeah, you
No,
can't.
because
you
you
already
know who-
Yeah.
You forfeited.
Who did it?
But the introductory scene with Mary, where we automatically don't trust her because something weird is going on with her, I feel like that's too obvious. So I will go ahead.
You're going to cross her out?
No, I'm just gonna say.
Or is she your prime suspect?
No, I'm gonna say
She's
she's
she may be my prime suspect.
too
Interesting.
Too obvious.
obvious.
Uh-huh.
Also, we are looking for clues from the chat. As long as you have not read ahead or seen the film, please feel free to contribute.
Sorry about my Death Star.
But maybe,
Yeah.
but maybe give us a citing for the page number.
Okay,
Of
I
the
also
evidence.
think I also think that she could have a different secret, such as
She is the mother.
She's-
She is the child.
or something unrelated to this at all. Like she's running away, or she's not really a governess, or she's marrying this colonel and they're not supposed to be together, or she's
Yes.
what's it called? Blackmailing someone. Like any of that stuff could be true. Also, I do feel like sometimes in murder mysteries, someone who you think they are is really been swapped out with someone else. Hitchcock does this a lot, like in Vertigo, when he swaps out the wife.
Who do you... Okay, I'm going to pose a question to you. Is this too obvious?
Then please don't.
Okay, cool. No,
Okay, so so then we have the cigarettes / the pipe, right?
Yes.
We have the pipe, and there's the stopped watch.
Which could also be a plant.
Yes, all of that stuff could be a plant. I don't really trust anything. And okay, Hector, who do you think it is, and why?
I believe it is Hildegard Schmidt.
Ooh, okay, why?
Simply based on the fact that I believe in the film she's being played by Penelope Cruz. And she is a
I pictured her
fantastic.
as Countess Andrini. Whoops, I buggered that up as well.
Oh, was she? And is she
I don't know, I
the
pictured her as
Countess?
that. No, I can't recall.
Countess?
I just assumed that when I was reading it.
I believe it is Penelope Cruz. If I'm
She's a nurse,
incorrect.
right? Yeah.
Yes, let me know. But you do not get an actress like that for a role like this unless it is an important role. So that is what I'm going with. But more
But we
importantly
also
than that,
have Michelle Pfeiffer, Dame
that's true.
Judi Dench.
Yeah.
Here's why I think it is Hildegard Schmidt. She is so unassuming.
Yeah.
And her story was about how she did know about the Armstrong case, and her motherly instincts kicked in, and she was able to cry about it and be moved. And I believe that she is hiding, could have a different secret as well.
Let me pose a question to you.
Or maybe write a bit bigger.
If she is the person that orchestrated this entire thing, do you think she would cry when they bring it up?
To throw them off, yes. To seem like a frail woman and someone who is not capable of murder, yes.
Murder.
That's just how you
From
pronounce it.
Hercule Poirot and murder.
Murder. I would like an hamburger, please.
Ooh, Condition Nerd says, I have a guess, gut feeling on a clue that the H on the handkerchief is actually a Russian alphabet character. Seems like a very mystery thing to do.
And we have
So-
two Russian counts here.
And also,
Hey guys, just spend a little bit of time looking at the board. Just look at the board. Just look at the board. Okay.
someone's trying to spoil us. So here's the thing. How do we think they did it? Let's get away from the people. How do we think they did it?
That is a good question.
How did they, so I think there are two. I think whoever was in the conductor's room.
Ooh. That's a good point actually that Mastera brought up. We do know that the person who killed Ratchet speaks French. We actually
Why?
don't know that specifically,
Why?
but we're trying to figure out when in the timeline between 12 and 2 that Ratchet was murdered. And I believe it was at 12:37. It was the last time he was seen alive by Hildegard Schmidt. And at what time was the conductor, I think he knocked on the door to come in, and Ratchet responded in a French a phrase. He responded in French, "Everything's fine in here, please don't come in."
It could be Hildegard. It could be
just
somebody.
sounded like Ratchet.
It could be
The
somebody
man.
who speaks French better than they let on.
Okay, wait.
So does Ratchet
Let
speak
me
French?
read what happens.
don't think so, no.
Can I read the beginning?
You
Yes.
sure can.
Okay,
Oui.
thanks. Thank you. So he's getting ready to go to bed. He says goodnight to Mrs. Hubbard. McQueen and the Colonel are walking together, and McQueen is surprised that Poirot hasn't left and says, "Well, your stuff is gone." And he's like, "I moved to the other compartment." So just note that. I don't know if it's important, but who knows. Passed into his own apartment. He awoke some hours later and awoke with a start. He knew what it was that had wakened him, a loud groan, almost a cry, somewhere close at hand. At the same moment, the ting of the bell sounded sharply. He sat up and switched on the light. The cry had startled him. He remembered that it was Ratchet who had the next compartment. He got out of bed and opened the door just as the wagon-lit conductor came hurrying along the corridor and knocked on Ratchet's door. Poirot kept his door open a crack and watched. The conductor tapped a second time. A bell rang and a light showed over another door farther down. The conductor glanced over his shoulder. At the same moment, a voice from within the next door compartment called out, "Ce n'est rien, je me suis trompé." Bien, monsieur. Sorry, I don't speak French. The conductor scurried off again to knock at the door where the light was showing. He glanced at his watch. It was just 23 minutes to 1. He found it difficult to go to sleep again. By contrast, the noises on the train seemed unusually loud. He could hear Ratchet moving about next door, a click as he pulled down the wash basin, the sound of the tap running, a splashing noise, then another click as the basin shut to again. Footsteps passed up the corridor outside, the shuffling footsteps of someone in bedroom slippers. And it was 1:15. Oh, wait. Ting, ting, ting. The bell's going. Someone's pressing the bell. Then came voices. The conductor's, deferential, apologetic, and a woman's, insistent and voluble. Mrs. Hubbard. Went on for some time. Bonne nuit, madame. He said good night. The conductor arrived. She insists there was a man in her apartment.
Alpha Detective Club.
Drinks a glass of water. Da-da-da-da-da. Everything was deathly quiet. Oh, he was dropping off when something again woke him. This time it was though something heavy had fallen with a thud against the door. So, my theory is that he's already dead by the time that all happens. Ratchet. Is that someone's in the room, someone's having this conversation, either to throw Poirot off, to throw the trail off. I don't know. But it just feels too coincidental to me that the world famous detective is next door to the guy who gets murdered and can pinpoint everything that happened. That's all I'm saying.
So who is your prime suspect?
I don't know. I don't know.
I want to.
I think you should also put alibis maybe on here as well, because we need to know who's been seen and accounted for between 12 and 2.
This is true. I also believe that what if Miss Hubbard, was lying about there being a man in her compartment?
Yeah.
And if it was her who snuck over to Cassetti, stabbed him, came back and said there was a man, and of
She had the knife.
She had the knife in her luggage. She could have planted herself and said, "Oh, somebody put it there to frame me."
It's really ballsy. It's a
Yes, it
ballsy
is.
move.
But she is a mother.
Yeah.
She's the only one that doesn't have the alibi.
Her
said she was
alibi
asleep.
is that story.
Well, Hildegard Schmidt came in for aspirin at what time?
They're
A bit
working
before.
together.
Right before.
So you think they're a team?
She put on the kimono, and she.
I think
dressed
everyone
like
should
with a
everyone should have
mustache.
2 suspects, because the doctor has confirmed that there was 2 different
There
stabbings.
were 2 different types of stabbing.
Yeah.
What did she ask for?
Like
for
like
Hubbard?
sharp and weak.
What was it that Hildegard asked Hubbard for?
An aspirin. Uh-huh. Okay.
I think it was those 2.
So as far as like pairs go, I think it was Arbuthnot and McQueen were talking, so they're each other's alibi. But then Arbuthnot and Miss Debenham have a connection, so that's another kind of pairing that could be made.
They are smooching.
The
and they are
Andrenis
friends.
are married, so they're tag team effect.
But he's-
Dragomirov and Schmidt, they are, client and servant. Masterman and McQueen are both working for Ratchet.
See, I don't think it's two people who are connected.
Two people who are
Necessarily
not connected.
visible.
So who do we know that's got a connection? Because I know it was in our notes. Who here has a connection with the evidence, a connection with the Armstrong case?
Oh yeah.
Princess Dragomirov was a friend of the Armstrongs.
Yep.
So that is one.
Uh-huh.
Well, the Armstrongs themselves.
Hardman may have, he knew of him.
And he was working for Ratchet.
So
There
kind
were
of.
more people who knew the.
Well, that was one of the first questionings. So when
Yeah.
Poirot went through and just was like, he dropped that key piece of information to pretty much everyone. Where were you in that time? Do you smoke? Please write down something. Did you notice that?
Yeah, because he's gonna look and see who wrote the different
Please-
Handwriting.
letters.
The
Yeah.
handwriting. he's going to look at.
No.
Yes, because he saw with his eyes
Someone
the
was
handwriting
left-handed.
burn like the Lord
Oh,
of the
that
Rings
too.
ring.
Someone
Someone's
was
left-handed.
left-handed.
Oh, that is true as well.
The women, I think the
The
weaker,
person
the
who-
weaker
yeah.
Who
stab
is
was
left-handed?
left-handed.
Did the author of this book leave out how they wrote
Has
their
not
name?
suggested it.
Has not.
It stood out to me though that every single time he spoke to a woman or anyone, can you please write down your address? Can you please sign this statement? Can
Yeah.
you initial here? He made every single person write to see if it was left or right handwriting, but never revealed that information or why to the doctor or book.
Also, we have to talk about.
Not a spoiler.
So
Yeah.
McQueen says that he doesn't know that he's Cassetti.
Correct.
Masterman.
No, he reveals the identity.
Oh, he did. Oh.
He knew who he was.
In the letter, the burn letter.
Oh, right.
that he did not know.
No, he didn't know.
But while Poirot was interrogating him is when they found out
yeah,
the
it's
true
okay.
identity of him.
I want to also talk about, and what we should write under all of these names as well, is the assessment that Poirot made about their personality.
Yes.
He is asking about what kind of person they are.
I love part of what we read in this part because I think that this is a really valuable skill that I try to use just as a more of an empathetic tool, but to kind of look at who you're talking
You're
to.
speaking, of course, of prejudice, to use your prejudgment on
No.
a person. Oh,
No.
Not that?
No.
Because
I'm
that is
saying
exactly
to-
what Poirot did to the Italian man who
That's
he
what
said.
Book did to the
I don't
Italian
think
man.
Perot is doing that
No,
at all.
Poirot did it as well. He believed after Book said what he said, Poirot said, I believe that the murder was done by an Anglo-Saxon brain.
That is prejudice.
That is-
absolutely.
Well, there it is.
100% prejudice. I'm not. I think in how he's talking, how he's approaching
To each
different people based
suspect.
on how their personality is in a room. When
Yes.
someone
Yeah.
who is open, when he describes someone who is open and wants to tell him everything,
them spill
he
out the
does
information.
that versus someone who's more restrained. He asked her what she thought and felt because that's not what she's used to explaining. That's what I mean.
What
Do
I
not mean
will
judging
He is
people
so,
based
he
on
is so good at
where they're
reading
from.
the room.
Yes.
What
which is
I
an
will
invaluable
say
skill. Yes.
is that he only asks a handful of questions,
Because we
but
are
every
not trying
question
to,
he's a detective, so every single
Yes.
question that he asks has a deeper purpose.
Did you know who he was? Where were you?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of cigarettes do you smoke? Would you like a cigarette? Would you like
The
a
reaction to the Ratchet,
smoke?
being
and the way he asked Mary, how did you feel about this?
yeah, and she's stone cold.
Was very different than when he asked that.
Debenham. I mean, no,
Exactly.
sorry, Hubbard.
Precisely.
She
Wait,
can't even stay in her
Precisely.
room anymore. I just.
Maustera just said a murder with two hands. What if it is just one person and they're just doing it to make it seem like there's two?
But then that wouldn't
Double
corroborate
murder.
the evidence of having the
Ambidextrous.
Wagon uniform and the woman in the kimono.
I mean, you could stuff it somewhere.
Because we had described how the woman in the kimono was seen by this room, Pierre Michael, as well as Hardman's. Where was McQueen? Where was he?
he was with
He was
the
with.
colonel.
Look, six,
The
seven,
colonel-
right down the bottom. Boop, 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 boop. Keep
Right.
going
But he
down.
was with the colonel.
Got it.
Correct. He was not here.
No.
He was actually here.
Abernath,
He was with Abernath.
right?
Yep.
So in these two rooms, they saw a kimono. So what if the woman with the kimono was dressed as a conductor and then took off the clothes and then there was
Yeah.
a kimono? for 2
That's
rooms.
that's totally possible, because also when Perot hears the person coming out, it's like they're in slippers, like they're shuffling like a kimono, and then all you'd have to do is put it in your pocket.
It is just like that famous gif of the model where she takes the belt off and then it changes colors, the dress. That's a good
It's
gif.
a Project Runway gift?
Project Runway,
Yeah.
yes. No,
dope.
I don't think it was. It was maybe
A fashion show.
a fashion show,
An
because it
actual-
had the guy from Queer Eye for the Straight Guys there. He was there and he was so blown away. Unless he was a guest judge on Project Runway, which means it was probably Project
gosh,
Runway.
you
So we
just
figured it out.
just
It was
flipped
Project
it.
Runway the whole time.
Yes!
Yes. I remember that in that GIF they do not cut to Tim Gunn, so how could I know? But we figured it out.
So let's go through the list and really determine the psychology behind it all. So McQueen, he was
didn't know about Cassetti apparently.
nope, and
But
he was
treated like shit. Motive.
but his personality type, Hercule Poirot, quite realized that he just didn't get a vibe that he was
Yes.
killer. Oh,
I don't know if we'd totally cross it out.
Well, you should have
Especially
said
in
something,
my
Rachel.
color.
You should have said something, Rachel, because I just put your color saying
it's-
no way.
It's Hushin.
so then maybe
Hachel.
underneath it, it's
Hachel?
not
my grandma
likely.
used to call me that.
Really?
Hushin.
Is your grandma French?
Yeah.
Rachel says,
It's
same, not, that is an N, likely.
Well, no, Poirot said it. Okay, yep, good. Arbuthnot, when he had a chat with him, seemed
What
very
about this? Why are we going to skip the valet guy?
Because I can't recall what it was. He was kind of
Neither
very
can I.
detached. He was very. It's kind of funny again how Dan Stevens voiced him. I'll do all the voices for it while we go through. Hello there, sir. We're going to get through this today, sir. I've
Is he
noticed
the
that
one
I
who hated
don't like
Americans?
Americans,
Yeah.
sir. But he keeps saying sir on the end of his sentences and has a very disinterest in all of it, sir.
It's very Alan Rickman.
Didn't like Americans, so let's not rule him out as a not likely yet. Just a question mark will suffice. Arbuthnot, he was a military man, and what my favorite part of this book was when he goes, if you could please think back on the events. And he's like, I honestly don't know. And that's what he sounds like in the book. I honestly don't know. Like, I was talking to a man, and that's all. Like, I was conducting a
I don't
conversation the
trust
entire
him
time.
at all.
And then he goes, but you are a man, he was like, what, a colonel, you are a colonel, so you see without really seeing. And he's like, oh, and you can see him be like, oh, well then yes,
He
I was a woman
complimented
because I
you.
smelt her and it deterred my conversation.
Yes.
And,
But that makes me feel as if their relationship is then thrown out the window, because if they are in fact bumping uglies and
not
she
be
was
ugly.
guilty somehow or involved in the Armstrong case, which I
Exactly.
have a feeling that she is, like you said,
I know, I feel
Rachel,
like
she
she's
was
the
the baby,
dog,
maybe
yeah.
she's the daughter that
Yeah,
was not in fact killed but rescued maybe
No,
by
because there's a. Is
Another-
it Miss
another
Dragunov
Zota?
says that there's more. Hold on.
just more Armstrong
There
family.
are more
But she is-
Armstrong people, because she's the one who know it. Wait, let me.
But she is not
find-
American. She is British, yes?
Is she?
Ah.
Is she?
Some Americans have been known to. Oh no, Maude gave it away right now. She just gave it away. Sacre bleu! You gave it away in your face.
I didn't do anything. I was just trying to drink my drink.
She is not British. She has the
friggin'
skills of
knew
a
it.
Robert Downey Jr.
She's British.
Say it again to my face. Look in my eyes and say to my face.
She's British. I'm so bad at this because I know I'm like trying not to lie, but it's like.
Look
It's
into
like,
my eyes.
it's like when
and
I was reading Harry Potter and I finished the last book too fast, and so everyone who spent too long reading it, I walked past and went,
Oh,
"Ooh, when
yeah.
Ron dies." That's the kind of person I am. I plant false information,
When
make their
who?
life shitty. Ron dies.
No.
That's what I did. Exactly.
Look into my eyes.
But then they hadn't finished the book and they were like, "Oh," and I was like, "You should have run it faster." That's me.
Someone. Thank
not a good
God.
person.
Thank God I read the, I think, 6th book is when it happens.
The
Dumbledore?
Half-Blood
Yeah.
Prince.
Yeah.
That I read it in one. I went to the midnight Barnes and Noble, sat down at my mom's kitchen table,
and read it.
read the whole thing.
Yeah.
But someone the next day was like near a bookstore and screamed out, "Dumbledore!" And
No,
I
that's
was,
a jackass
I
move.
almost
I was like 7, 8
followed
months
them
later.
and harshly scolded them, because that's all I would do. But
A finger waggle.
yeah, a finger waggle.
Maude,
So-
look into my face.
Yep.
Look into my eyeball and
While
give
you
me
guys
your
are
Miss
doing
first
Debenham
and
is
last name.
Maude Garrett. See?
And now, do that again with
Okay,
this.
hold on.
Mary Debenham
oh.
is British.
We're interrogating.
Ah!
my God, Mary Dum-Dum is British.
What is your favorite color?
But it doesn't mean that everyone's telling the truth.
They're not. They're obviously... Okay, number one, we keep forgetting that Dragmirov says that it's
Dragomirov.
says that it's destiny when she finds out that he's Hero.
Yep.
And she says...
That makes sense to me only now. Only this very second. Huh. Far out. Okay.
Someone said that there was...
I wouldn't say
she
destiny. I
knew
would
the
say irony.
wife, the friendship with the mother. So
Same thing.
Linda Arden, the actress, is alive. And there's... Yes, the mother, yes. Yes, here we go. Okay. You knew Colonel... Oh, wait, here. You got to be French.
You knew Colonel Armstrong well, then?
I knew him slightly, but his wife, Sonia Armstrong, was my goddaughter. I was on terms of friendship with her mother, the actress Linda Arden. Linda Arden was a great genius, one of the greatest tragic actresses in the world. As Lady Macbeth, as Magda, there was no one to touch her. I was only an admirer of her art. I was a personal friend.
She is dead?
No, she is alive, but she lives in complete retirement. Her health is very delicate. She has to lie on a sofa most of the time.
There was, I think, a second daughter?
Yes, much younger than Mrs. Armstrong.
What is really good?
And she is alive?
Certainly.
Where is she?
The old woman bent an acute glance at him. I must ask you the reason of these questions. What have they to do with the matter in hand? So, here's my theory. So it's not the daughter, it's the aunt. And the mother, who's a great actress, who lays on a bed all the time. Mother is Dragmirov, or Hubbard, or both, or one's the aunt, something, or Hildegard. Yeah, it's someone. It's older women. It's two badass older women who have planned this whole thing. That's what I
Maude?
think.
Such a good book.
What's your favorite page in the book?
Oh,
The last one.
well.
I'm gonna read the end as soon as I get home because this is infuriating.
That's my copy with my trading cards.
Oh, that's a good question. Knox says, is Alpha Book Club dark next Wednesday? Do we finish the last Wednesday in November?
Yes.
That's true.
Yep.
That is what's happening.
Happy Thanksgiving. We're here. Princess Dragomirov.
I
Doesn't
think
that
there's a
sound
really
like something an
clever-
actress who
Look at that. Look at Maude.
thinks so highly of herself?
Look at her eyeballs. She knows something. Look at this. She refuses to make eye contact.
I think you have a really great line of thought with your brains.
I think you're not moving your mouth the way a normal person moves their mouths when they talk. That is better. It's more like it. Okay.
Okay, wait. Because if you were, follow me here. If you were a great actress that everyone loved,
Yep.
wouldn't you talk about yourself that way? And say, oh, she was the greatest actress. She was so great. But oh no, she's lying on a fainting couch somewhere. Don't worry about her.
Take a step back and look at. Oh, don't say it. Who could be acting?
That is a great question to pose, Maude, because I believe the answer would be, perhaps now that we know,
Or Hubbard.
Princess Dragomirov, played by the great Dame Judi Dench, who is again a stellar actress. She is talking about the acting ability of the mother, so maybe she is in fact her, like you said. Or you said Hubbard. Perhaps she is friends, because when she said, "Where is the daughter?" she did not answer. So maybe Hubbard is.
There is a one contributing factor which would make it clear as to who this person is.
Who the killer is? Or who the
No,
actor
who
could
says,
be?
Who says that they're someone that they're not?
Well, Hardman.
I mean, he literally said
Yeah.
he's someone that he's not.
But I happen to agree with Hercule Poirot, who said, I believe him when he says he is this other man,
Yep.
because it will be too hard to fake when
Yep.
we land, and people can see that, police can check that. Yes. And
We don't know anything about the Count and the Countess.
No.
I believe
Just that he's very defensive of her.
Yeah.
It was not her. It was not her. She doesn't know anything. He's kind of controlling over her.
I
And
think they
who's
are-
this? It's gotta, I mean, there's at least a woman who's wearing a mustache. The mustaches are very important. Just ask Kenneth Branagh.
That's true.
Short man, womanish voice.
Who even is Greta? Who is she?
Where's Greta?
Greta Olsen.
Ah, yes.
I'm confusing her with Hildegard. I think I'm confusing both of them.
Okay. What other evidence did we hear? What did you say from that particular one? There is a tie. There is a strong tie. This particular woman who is still alive is a strong tie to the Armstrong family.
Wait a minute.
Dragging me off.
shares the room with with Mary Debenham.
Oh, that's the last one to see Ratchet Cassetti. I'm mixing up Greta Olsen and Hildegard
So am
Schmidt.
I.
So am I.
Right.
So am I.
circle Greta, get back from that. Hildegard Schmidt is completely different. She was the one who was beckoned by Dragomirov
Yeah.
in the middle of the night to prepare her tonic and then went to bed. But then popped into our interest when the uniform would have possibly popped up in her luggage. So Olsen, Greta Olsen is the one with your orange circle, actually.
Yeah, who? What?
Is that right? Greta
Have we
Olsen.
talked to her?
She's the one that looks like a sheep?
Oh.
Yes, she
Yeah.
has a mauve dressing gown.
Put sheep next to it. That really honestly does help because that was such a descriptive term about her.
Yes, I agree.
The Swedish lady and the German
And
lady's maid, yeah.
What I noticed, because she's sharing a room with Mary, Greta was told she was the last person to see Ratchet / Cassetti, and Mary confessed to Poirot that she's very, very upset and disturbed at the fact that she was the last person and feels like the blame rests with her and she's uneasy and Mary wants to calm her down. But Greta Olsen is the one who's continually calming down Mrs. Hubbard, who's just
Right,
in a
they
disarray
were
with it
sitting
all.
at dinner together.
Yeah. So
Mrs.
she
Hubbard
does-
wouldn't stop telling her about her daughter.
She does not need to be
and
calm.
her ugly children.
Her ugly
I think-
children?
They made it sound like the children were ugly in the book when she pulls out their photos.
Hi, Charles, I think I will,
Homely is a nicer term, I suppose.
in your stead, perhaps circle Mrs. Hubbard, yes? Is she your prime suspect?
Yeah, who are your two
Princess
circles? You got to choose two
Dragomirov?
people.
Okay, all right, okay.
How are we going for time? Oh, we're good.
I shocked you. Okay.
I feel like every single person, you have a reason why they could have done it and then a reason why they couldn't have done it. Every single person.
I do not have that with Mary Debenham. I do not have a reason why she could not have done
She's
that.
got an alibi.
I don't buy that.
Which
it's
is
Mary.
what?
I think it's something else.
Rooming with Greta Olsen.
Since they are working and.
And.
Yes, together.
And.
And they are guilty.
And.
Of course. Just like
Two circles, Rach. Just two. Oh, man, I could say
Salma
something
I
and
can't
right now.
commit.
If you're a Hercule Poirot and you have this information.
listen to your mustache. That
feel
is, yes.
The hair follicles on your
Toilette.
dust some furniture.
Direct
There's a lot of people getting a lot more attention than others.
Yeah.
I've got it. Rachel, look at Maude right before you're about to circle someone and see their face. Okay, look at her, look at Maude. Okay, pretend to circle, count, Andre. Oh, okay, Arbuthnot, maybe.
Your voice.
Damn it. Okay. I'm gonna go with Hubbard.
Yep. And that's a double circle, guys. Why? What is it about Hubbard?
She's too loud. She's too big.
Loud and big.
She's distracting from something else. And I'm just
Loud
gonna
and
go with
big.
the Colonel, I think.
loud and big. Would you say that's dramatic?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't like committing to any of this because I don't trust I don't really trust anything at
What
this point.
if-
What do you guys
I'm
think?
telling you one thing, guys. Just
You
telling you.
drank. Someone just pointed out Thrasher, and you drank all the wine.
Yeah, you literally drank half a bottle. What if? I'm just going to say a few words because this won't help. This won't actually.
We have to
This
wait 2
will-
weeks to reveal this too. So don't spoil it. We've made it this far.
I will say a couple of things. The evidence has shown there is more than one killer. Correct.
There is an attempt to be 2 killers.
Why don't we also don't have any of the staff on this board? Just saying.
I want to entertain a fact that you brought up because your hunch, I feel, will pay off. Does it affect the outcome? Not at all. But when you read that paragraph and you said about what Dragomirov was saying about her connection to the Armstrong family.
Rachel and I have the beadiest eyes.
Let's talk about
We're the Fry meme.
Yeah.
what's her name? Arden?
Arwen?
Arden? I thought it was Arden.
Yes.
Is a tragic actress,
Linda?
Linda Arden, still alive.
Bedridden.
Great tragic actress. So
In
could
the
be
Armstrong
Hildegard,
family.
could be Hubbard, yeah.
Why could it be Hildegard? Hildegard is
The one who's
French or
crying.
German?
She's German, the German maid. Isn't she the
And
one who's-
Hubbard
no,
is-
it's Greta who's crying. Right?
Yeah, Hildegard is just Dragomirov's servant, handmaiden,
And so what if Dragomirov was
who
telling the
is
truth?
Russian.
Was telling the truth by saying, I am friends with the Armstrong
Theoretically
family.
Russian.
Correct.
She's an actress.
She could be the actress herself.
Anyone who says
I'm not
that-
trying to trick you. I'm trying to lead
I
you.
know, but what's interesting is that even though some of this shit is super racist, just is,
More xenophobic, but yes.
sure, it's a more accurate term, but
I suffer from xenophobia as an Australian, so I know that word. Yeah.
but they are being presented as certain types,
Yes.
which I think if people are pretending to be other people,
They will-
much like Hardman was kind of all out, this big salesman American
Yes,
type,
yes,
he's
until
trying to
he-
distract you and
Until
make
he
you
was
think
in the
you're
room and then
somewhere
he was
else.
like, listen guys, here's the thing. I'm
Yeah.
a private detective. I fucked up because
Yeah.
dude hired me to protect him
And now
he's
he's
still
dead.
He
Yeah.
still died. So
So anyone
yeah.
who has a big personality or a big backstory, I don't trust. So that's why I don't trust Dragomirov. I don't trust Hubbard.
Guys, what if Dragomirov
Yeah.
was telling the truth about what she was saying about
Sure.
the actress, and the actress is in fact her help, quote unquote, Hildegard
Could be.
Schmidt, and not only that, but their other daughter, Mary Debenham, a woman who has inherited acting abilities from her mother, so is able to pull off a flawless British accent, like Robert Downey Jr., and she's banging this Colonel dude right here, who he is roped into this plot, and they have told him, you need to help me murder my sister's
I believe
killer, and both of them working together with the mother's support, with their friend Princess
Why would she
Dragomirov.
call it Destiny?
Look at that, look at Maude, she's eating my fucking book!
Right concept, wrong people! Sorry about
I think
the
I
blowout,
got it.
Egel.
Nailed it. Let's flip it over to reveal. Let's flip it. Let's flip it
Please
over.
just get the person right.
Flip it
That's all
over.
I need. It doesn't affect the story at all. But
That's
just
all
get
the
this
time
one
we have,
thing.
y'all.
Is that it? Are we out of time? Oh, 5 minutes.
I don't want to guess it this
Let's
time.
keep Maude in suspense and let's just shoot the shit. How was your week been, Rachel? It's been good?
It's been kind of like a long week. I'm
Yeah.
ready for a Thanksgiving break, but it's been pretty good, you know.
Any plans for Thanksgiving?
I'm staying here. I really like it because
that's great.
I'm from
Homesgiving.
LA.
Friendsgiving?
Friendsgiving.
Excellent,
I'm from
excellent.
LA, and a lot of people leave town for Thanksgiving
nice
or
to drive on the
Christmas. So
freeways
yeah,
and
it's
drive
really
around.
quiet,
Yeah,
super
absolutely.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think you're.
The Armstrongs are American.
What? Huh?
The Armstrongs are American.
Yes.
But anyone could be American.
But Maude, it is xenophobic to assume that just because you're from America, you know everybody else in America,
I
right?
am not trying
We're gonna
to deter you from the truth, which is
Maude,
what
I think you broke their ear.
Agatha Christie did. Sorry, guys. I did apologize as soon as I yelled because I realized it was close.
Are you okay?
I'm trying to help you with this one
I figured it
part.
out.
So
I
what
figured it out.
I've what
out?
I've
Don't
realized,
say it.
what
I know
I've
who it
realized
is.
really quickly before
Yeah,
you
Maude
get
gave it
that, you
away.
can have
I don't want to know. Don't tell me. Don't tell me.
you can have a
don't tell me,
Poirot
don't tell me.
confident moment, which is like literally what all the book is about.
Yeah.
Agatha Christie does this amazing thing where she puts all these little clues out there and then provides evidence to contradict that clue and then revisits that clue and then makes some things seem important and other things seem not important, but it's those other things that can be important, and by the time you have come down to the last 10 pages, you just go, oh, you're kidding.
We gotta go.
Hector, what's yours? What is it quickly? Hector, go.
Huh?
Is it?
Go.
Did you figure it out?
I think I figured it out. Do you want me to say? You want me to say what it is?
Go.
I'm not going to say what it is.
Okay, go.
I'm not going to say
Yeah,
who
I
I
don't
think it is.
want to because we
I
have
still,
It's a
weeks
prediction. You
to
might not be
wait.
right.
I still
at
do
all.
believe that it is two people.
Okay.
But I now believe that one of the people is American Cyrus Hardman, who was acting as another type of human being, the traveling salesman, and who is American and knew who Cassetti was. So he may have known Armstrong being from the United States and decided to murder him.
This is so incredible. My favorite, wasn't Mr. Armstrong British? Actually, that's a really good point. What's so great is that every single time you guys try to solve this, it just affirms and reaffirms how great of an author Agatha Christie is.
Yeah,
Well
that's
said.
true.
Well said, Maude. Well said. It also affirms and reaffirms how fun wine is to drink. So,
And how fun
Drink
Alpha
wine.
Book Club is because we got a murder board,
Yeah.
y'all.
Yeah, I'm going to
They
spoil this
made
shit
us a
so hard for you
murder
guys.
board. I'm so happy. This is all of my dreams
All right,
come
so
true.
Hubbard,
It's a
Abbott-
murder
Abbott's
mystery.
not-
There's wine,
I like
wonderful
how-
people,
I like how
and a
you
murder
put your
board.
book over there to throw my book
A bit
on
of,
the ground.
yeah.
You did. You bit it. Oh shit! There's a fucking bite mark in this. Can we get a shot of this? Can we get a close up of this? There's a legit. I don't know if you can. Can you guys see that bite mark?
Yeah, I can see it.
That is a bite mark right there. No, you can tell. It's a circle. It's kind of wet. There it is. Look at that. That is a Maude Garrett bite
That's
mark.
what this book does to me. That's what you guys trying to solve it is like.
not gonna be
you
able
will
to,
not
like-
get it.
you know-
you will not.
Look, it's
get
on the
it.
That
fucking front too. I'm not going
Wouldn't
to be
have
able
happened
to let
if
anybody.
you hadn't
got my-
read ahead.
DNA.
I'm not going to be able to let anybody borrow this book. Look at that. You see it right there. Like, I can't let anybody borrow this book or go trade it in for another book. That's great.
2 weeks
Thanks,
is going to be
Maude.
so great.
That's right. We're not back next week.
Yeah.
Wait, we're not back next week?
No,
we've
we're
got
the week after.
Thanksgiving.
What? Oh.
That's
I
a
thought we were
different.
still
That's
here
later.
next week.
Oh, just by the way, I'm only trying to identify one particular character's true identity. It doesn't even mean that they're the murderer. There's multi-layered people. That's all. That's all.
Theory says, I bet Maude
Yeah.
will tell as soon as the cameras turn off.
100%. I'm going to
No.
spoil this so
No.
bad.
No,
Anyway, your
don't.
homework, obviously, for this week is to finish the book. Just finish it. We will not have a show, obviously, next Wednesday. We just said that. Happy Thanksgiving. But come back November 29th. And if you want to, watch the movie as well so we can do some really cool comparisons, fan castings, who did the character justice, who didn't at all, who didn't at all. And, of course, none of you have predicted the actual killer at all. You guys won't at all. Honestly, the evidence is buried, simultaneously shown in front of you at the same time. It's incredible. Ending's great. Don't forget, Goodreads. Hit us up. Alpha Book Club. Discuss books with us. We're going to also. I have so much saliva in my mouth right now, guys. I'm frothing. I'm actually frothing.
You should bite another bite.
Yeah, maybe I will. By the way, we've got a, we love having
That'll be good.
Skype guests. If you do want to jump on Skype, make sure you hit us up, or you can hit Courtney up, or you can jump on the Twitter at Join Team Alpha and say, I want to chat books with you. It looks so much fun, and we'll get you on the show. Also, book recommendations. What are we going to do for the rest of the year? This is the fun stuff. Send those recommendations in. You can tweet us individually, and we can bring it to the team, or at Nerdist, at Geek and Sundry, at Join Team Alpha. Use that Alpha Book Club hashtag. I lost your page. I'm sorry about that. We'll see you not next week, the week after. Enjoy your Thanksgiving, and please enjoy this book. Bye, guys. That wasn't a hint. That wasn't a hint saying book like Monsieur. It wasn't a...